Star Year 3052, Inferno Star, Border Worlds of the Fed Empire. The stage is set. Entering Inferno Star, heading straight to the command center, tensions were high. Captain barks at Ivy for being 0.023 seconds behind schedule. She responds, "Certainly, Captain." Obedience, for now. Captain Levi wonders what awaits him on his schedule for today. A day like any other. Ivy rattles off his agenda: strategy meetings, meetings with the president, and an interstellar banquet, all in a day's work. Ivy, Star Cruiser's doctor and aide to the captain. More than that, though. Levi, hearing about the banquet, already felt weary. Another social obligation. Ivy, ever efficient, informs him his attire for the banquet is already selected. She thinks of everything. Ivy, arranging an emergency message, plans an early exit for Levi from the banquet. She was always thinking ahead. Levi acknowledges Ivy's preparations. Excellent, well executed. His approval felt distant. It's 9:00 a.m., and Levi has 15 minutes for breakfast. Every moment accounted for, even the simple ones. Levi hesitates. There was something off about the fruit, something wrong. Stern gaze. Levi glares. He knows the servant girl messed up. He always knows. Levi reprimands the servant for serving tomatoes. A fatal error. The captain hates them. Ivy covering for her. The servant girl trembling, fearing Levi's wrath. She could have been replaced instantly. Warning: Shadowrealm Galaxy launches an attack. All schedules were forgot. The blaring alarm. War is upon them. Time to abandon the banquets. Levi calmly orders his agenda pushed back 2 hours. War waits for no one except him. He commands Ivy to ready the Star Cruiser for battle, moments away from engagement. Always the commander. With a swift "let's go," Levi heads to the bridge, Ivy always at his heels. Duty calls. As chaos erupted, Levi required Ivy on the double. The crew was in crisis. "Could you give me a hand over here?" Dr. Ivy was needed everywhere at once. Gregory is worried, asking Ivy if there's trouble on the battlefield. A captain down. Levi took a hit while saving Gregory. He's out cold, rushed to the treatment cabin. Ivy covers for Levi. Arriving at the special treatment cabin, Ivy takes charge. She'll update headquarters herself. Gregory is uneasy. Levi stands out physically. Levi is one of those special types created in a breeding pod. But what kind? A charmed morpher. Wounded, unconscious, the truth is revealed. Horns begin to emerge. Ivy is the only doctor and aide for Levi because of. She was handpicked by the experimental base as a kid. An experimental base. Before Levi joined the War Office, Ivy was raised alongside him in the breeding pod. Their bond ran deep. Levi emerged from the charmed morpher pod, sent straight to the War Office for training. Ivy thought she would never see him again. Then the Fed ordered her to be his doctor. Fate intervenes. Ivy prepares a syringe. She knew him better than anyone else. Levi weakly calls out, "Captain," his voice was strained. Ivy notices Levi's horns are lit. Only happens in a heat, dangerously vulnerable. A charmed in heat is extremely fertile and dangerous. Isolation is crucial. The stakes are high. Levi's grip tightens on Ivy, desperate. I'm Ivy." Levi asks weakly, "Ivy," confusion and pain etched on his face. Ivy is caught in the captain's grip. She has to figure out how to work the starphone, isolated with a charmed in heat. Levi murmurs her name. "Ivy, Ivy, Ivy." His voice was thick with longing. "Missed you a lot." Levi's words, a desperate whisper. Levi embraces Ivy, driven by instinct. What's happening? She's overwhelmed. She never imagined the boy she grew up with. The childhood she can never forget. He tells her, "You rock this look." The words were unexpected. Ivy's heart pounds in confusion. Everything's changed. Levi, confused and sobbing, asks, "Why are you avoiding eye contact?" He can sense her hesitation. Ivy, overwhelmed, tells him, "Captain." Levi, I get it, but could you loosen your grip now?" She tries to stay professional. Levi, desperate and vulnerable, begs, "Please don't let go." He needs her. "I need you to stick around like forever." His eyes plead, "Forever." I can't hold back any longer." Levi's control snaps. "Stop, Ivy, toughen up." Ivy tries to fight off her own feelings. "This isn't right." Ivy protests. "This isn't right, Levi." The situation was spiraling out of control. She insists, "I can't tend to your wound with you acting like this." She tries to remain calm. "Levi, get up first, all right." Ivy struggles to regain control. Levi pleads, "But it sucks if you don't hold me." A vulnerable confession. "I feel awful. Can you just give me a kiss?" Levi begs for relief. Levi states, "Some people are breathing, but they're barely living." In that moment, Ivy understood. Levi continues to whisper, "Help, anybody, Iv, kiss me." Desperation. "Did I mishear? The feds erased his memory ages ago, so why's he calling me by my nickname?" Ivy is shocked. Levi is concerned. "Iv, you seem lost today. What's up? Do you?" Levi whimpers, "Do you not like me anymore?" Vulnerability bleeds through. Levi whispers, "Nah, not that." He can't bear the thought. Chibai Levi cries, "Hey you wah-uh," a childish display of pain. Levi whimpers, "Boo-hoo." Ivy tries to comfort him. "Levi, come on, no need to cry." He feels everything so intensely. Chibai Levi throws his hands up for a hug. "Hug me, Iv." He's needy and vulnerable. Ivy gives in, Alright, I'll give you a hug, no need for tears. She can't resist his plea. Chibai Levi tries to hold back his pain. Okay, I'll hold it in. But the tears threaten to spill. Levi demands, if you won't kiss me, I'll do it myself. He's determined. As their lips brushed, Ivy whispered, phew, just this once. It was getting difficult. Levi begs, Iva, just do it, come on. He was past the point of reasoning. Ivy thought, he's like a human boulder and it's kind of suffocating. Trapped. His hugs are squeezing life out of me. Can't even catch a breath. The situation felt inescapable. Ivy asks herself, can you believe Levi is pulling this oral fixation stunt? Usually he's cold and distant. He was different. Ivy hopes, normally he'd snap out of it soon. She holds onto that hope. Ivy knows she must escape. Anyway, gotta get out of here before things get even more embarrassing. Time to move. Ivy worriedly looks at Levi. What? He's going to start crying again. The emotional roller coaster was exhausting. Determined, Ivy is thinking, let me shut him up first. Desperate measures. Oh crap, the kiss sent a jolt through her. Something shifted. It's cool, just a one-time slip-up. Ivy assures herself, walking away. It's cool, no worries. Ivy is greeted by Levi's father, Duke Yates. He asks, how fares Levi? Serious. Ivy reports on Levi's condition, downplaying the severity. However, Ivy informs Duke Yates about Levi's first fever-induced heat bout. Dangerous territory. Duke Yates inquires, did you stay with him throughout the night? His gaze was intense. Ivy confirms, indeed I did. A simple answer hiding a complex truth. Duke Yates warns, Ivy, I trust you'll maintain the confidentiality regarding last night. The stakes were high. Ivy emphasizes that she was the only visitor to Captain's cabin last night. She thinks, so, asking me alone to keep it under wraps. Duke Yates states, worry not, I'll handle it discreetly. He assures her the heated incident would be forgotten. You know this, yes? Ivy replies, understood, Your Excellency. Compliance masks a deeper unease. Duke Yates dismisses Ivy. His intentions remain unclear. I'll just play it cool and act like nothing went down. It's smoother that way for everyone involved. Ivy decides. The next morning, Levi wonders, why am I drawing a blank on last night? Memory loss again. Levi feels like I was battling the heat yesterday, judging by how my body's reacting now. Confused. Levi, and it seems I had a cozy rendezvous with someone last night. Who came to my rescue? He questions. Levi asks his deputy, hi deputy, who else was in my cabin last night? He's determined to know. Levi's deputy feigns ignorance. Can he be trusted? Levi presses for answers. Ivy is annoyed. This is nothing. Enough with the replay of last night. Nothing went down, remember. Denial. Ivy asks Levi, Captain, feeling any better? He shrugs. Just a few scratches. Levi asks, getting closer, what, you're not on board with this, Ivy? Ivy answers, flustered, of course I am. Levi responds, fine, then you go find it out. Now go ahead. A dismissive tone. Ivy declares, I was that mystery lady. Now what? But he's already lost interest. And does this guy think I'm a jack of all trades? Ivy imagines Levi dumps everything on her. Annoying. Ivy thinking, wish I could just strangle him. If only it were that simple. A few days later, among the stars, the calm before the storm. Inside, Ivy tells Levi the file data has been transmitted to his brain interface, always preparing him. The Star Cruiser will arrive at its destination in 10 minutes. Another mission awaits. Star News reports on the foreign ministers meeting with the Fed Empire Council. An impending conflict brewing. Levi, unfazed, simply acknowledges with got it, focused. A chibi version of Levi appears, unconsciously hovering a finger by his mouth. Habits die hard. Ivy is internally struggling to hold back her conflicted feelings toward the captain. Ivy observes Levi. Why's he looking like he's got a storm brewing? Better give him some space. She notices the signs. Levi asks, no sweets today, always the sweets. Ivy thought, yeah, his routine's as predictable as ever. Been munching on those sugary tabs since he was a little boy, always peach flavored. A little sweet reminder of his childhood. But after last night, it got me thinking. Levi's love for sweet tabs isn't just about satisfying his sweet tooth. There was always a reason behind everything. It's more about dealing with his grown-up oral fixations, always needing that comfort. Ivy replies, oh, I got some in my pocket, but sorry, hands are tied right now. The teasing tone was new. Ivy says, hang on, I will switch to. She's interrupted. No time for sweets. Levi takes over and engages autopilot mode. Time to focus. Levi, concerned, asks, what's up? He sensed her discomfort. Ivy's thoughts. I know he's trying to find the sweets, but after last night, keeping it cool's a tall order, impossible. Levi's voice trails off, remembering something. Levi, Ivy, why are you looking so nervous? Always observant. Ivy stumbles. I'm good, trying to convince herself more than him. Ivy desperately tries to forget about last night like new, denying the obvious. After getting through the day's work, Ivy realizes it's time she takes some days off. She deserves it. Ivy briefs Gregory on the routine and work-related protocols concerning Levi, preparation for her absence. She explains, to ensure smooth sailing during her absence. Ivy boards her transport, heading back to Serenityville for her days off, some time away. Ivy overlooked one tiny detail. She forgets to inform Levi of her time off, a critical mistake. Arriving at her childhood home, Ivy happily announces, "Dad, Mom, I'm home." Ivy's mom happily greets her, "Hi Ivy, figured you'd be back, so I spruced up your room real nice." Ivy's mom beams with happiness. "Looking good, right? She's so proud." Ivy responds, "Absolutely, happy to be home." Ivy's dad calls out, "Hey Ivy, go wash your hands before grub. No robots in the kitchen today, I whipped up your favorites myself." A loving gesture. Ivy's grandpa grumbles about Ethan, her dad. The old man scoffs, a disapproving glare. Ivy's mom retorts, "Dad, lay off Ethan, okay? If you're that bothered, you can find your own place." Fiercely protective. Ivy's dad attempts to smooth things out. Everyone is so pumped for Ivy to be back, always trying to keep the peace. Grandpa cuts through the tension. HMPH, let's chow down first. Focus on food. Here, dig into this, Ivy. She's welcomed home. Dad smiles. Try this, Ivy, it's killer. A doting father. Ivy's grandma speaks of Charles. Family drama. Ivy eating asks, "Yeah, what about him, Grandpa?" Bored. Ivy remembers the name. Ivy's grandpa orders, "Since you're off tomorrow, grab a bite off with him. I'll have someone set it up." Ivy gasps, "You're setting me on a blind date." Appalled. Grandpa says, "Go and hang out with him, maybe you two could get tight." Pushing. Mom whispers supportively, "Ivy, you don't have to force it. If Charles isn't your type, don't sweat it." Under pressure. "Got it, Mom." Ivy sighs, thinking, how am I supposed to be in the mood for a relationship right now? Inconvenient timing. Levi's mansion. Where is she? Inside Levi's mansion, he wonders, "Where's Ivy?" A hint of desperation in his voice. The robotic maid informs him, "Morning, Captain. Ivy's on leave for 3 days." He did not know that. Levi stunned. So, for 3 days, the news hit him harder than he expected. "Levi, I made less." A bit sulky. Suddenly, there appears a young man, Charles Foster, the Marquis from the Foster family. Ivy, now dressed for the occasion, looks at the new arrival. "Looks like you're in the same boat." She has to play along. Charles reassures her, "Yeah, but no pressure. Let's start with being friends, Charles." An effort to connect. Charles asks Ivy, "Excuse me, are you Ivy?" He bows slightly. Charles, ever attentive, notices something is wrong. "Could you check out your starphone?" He indicates that something is amiss. Ivy is confused. "My starphone." Ivy checks her starphone. It is on silent and has 39 missed calls from Captain Levi. An emergency. What's the deal at the War Office? Anything gone sideways? Charles interjects, "Sorry, I gotta make a quick call. Duty called." Ivy calls the captain, nervous. "Captain, is everything all right?" Concerned. "Where'd you put my watch from the last time I hit up the quaternary star?" Demands an irritated Levi. All he wanted was an aide. Ivy is annoyed. "That's all. Did you really need to blow up my phone just for a watch?" Inconvenienced. Ivy coldly states, "It's in the second drawer of your nightstand in the bedroom." She knew everything. Call ended. The connection was severed. After a long pause, Charles says, "Sorry, no worries, let's get back on track." He understands. Ivy thinks, "Captain, need anything else from me?" Sarcasm. Levi is angry. "Getting antsy, are we?" He can sense her frustration. Ivy bites out, "No, Captain. I just wanted to mention that there's quite a variety of watches in your closet." Sharp. He gets closer. "Ivy, I'm trying to find the watch I wore to the quaternary star." He had a reason for asking. She looks away. Icy declares, "Got it. I'll have a chat with Gregory later to pinpoint its exact location. Can I send Gregory to search for it?" Always professional. Levi sternly replies, "Since when do you have the authority to invite outsiders to my place?" Defensive. Possessive. Ivy is anxious. "Careful with that, Captain. I might get the wrong idea." Ivy realizes, Ivy, listen up. He's just flexing his charmed and morpher instincts, protecting his turf. No need to dig too deep into it, okay?" She tries to level with the captain by saying, "Captain, here's the deal. I'm currently in Serenityville, and there's no quick way for me to get back." Levi appears. "I've landed in Serenityville to scoop you up." Unfazed, he was going to force her return. As Levi appears in Serenityville, Ivy realizes that Levi's coming to pick her up is a disaster waiting to happen. Hold up, what? As Levi's cruiser comes into view, chaos erupts. A ship the size of an office. A civilian's POV, pure confusion. People were looking at Ivy. As Ivy gets her things, Charles asks, "Captain, I've got a date going on here." Bothered. Gregory remarks that Ivy was on break. What's the issue? It shouldn't have bothered them. "You're not getting it. We've hit an emergency, so Ivy's break is cancelled." Levi was unmoved. He needs her now. Still holding Charles' hands, Ivy is confused. The scene was so unusual. Levi has a solution. "Come on, let's go." He wasn't leaving without her. Ivy attempts to appease Levi by offering to fetch fetch the requested watch. Ivy turns. Sure thing. Levi watches intently. Ivy finds the watch in the place she said it was. An explosion of annoyed chibai emotion. I knew it. Ivy sternly states, it's sitting right in that drawer I mentioned, Captain. Always right. Levi, unfazed, says, I checked there but came up empty-handed. You really stashed it away, Ivy. He's blaming her. Liar, he didn't even bother looking. And he's trying to pin it all on me. The chibai's rage bubbles over. As they return, Ivy declares, I'll be more careful next time. Is there anything else I can assist you with, Captain? Levi looks at his schedule, looking for excuses. The president wants to set up a layover station on Sput. Got a business trip there. Levi confirms, you're coming along, Ivy. There was never any doubt. Ivy sighs, but I'm still on leave. No escape. As Levi looks into the robotic maid's eyes for confirmation and hears the sound of alarms, she is not having a good time. Captain Levi asks, what's the deal? He's focused on the present. Duke Yates informs Levi that his cruiser was caught slipping into Serenityville. Is that true? Levi confirms, yup. The Duke demands to know why. Levi asks his father, and why'd you tell the War Office to keep my heat secret? He asks, I really want to know which woman was keeping me company that night. Your Excellency went through all that trouble to keep it from me. Duke Yates tries to dodge the issue, dismissing Ivy as just some nobody. He's not concerned with her feelings. He tells Levi, let's not dodge the issue. She's just some nobody. No need to get sidetracked. Irritated, Chibai Levi explodes. Fine, I can't even get through to you, you little rascal. Is your aide around? Tell her to hop on the line now. Ivy steeled herself. Here it comes. Levi gives her the stink eye, but why? He's the screw-up. Levi's playing mind games. Is he testing her? Ivy must not let his charm work. Levi is trouble. Ivy is suddenly responsible. Why even bother talking to her? That was closer to what she wanted. Beep, beep, beep. Duke's calling Ivy. She needs to take this call. Levi is getting her into trouble. She needs to be careful. Ivy's excellence got her the job, so how did she handle her duties? Giving it your all isn't cutting it. Levi's got to make sure he behaves himself. How is Levi supposed to know what that jerk is thinking? Ivy's boss warns her, I don't want a repeat of this. Geez, Ivy needs to hang up. What's with the grin, Captain? This is too much. Levi landed Ivy in hot water, huh? An apology isn't enough. Oh really? What makes a good apology? He is so arrogant. A raise in pay. Ivy deserves one. Ivy thinks that a rise in pay is deserved. Levi is pulling her back to work. Did Ivy finish her tasks before leaving? Levi is so insistent. Absolutely. Ivy is confident. Levi asks, did you track down the woman who spent the night with me? Levi changed the subject. They were talking about a raise, right? Levi says it looks like Ivy hasn't quite nailed it. Oh no. Ivy needs to be heard. Hold on, Captain, hear me out. Levi will give Ivy a chance to make things right. He's offering her a business trip. Ivy thinks, no sweat though. Levi's smirking, expecting her to fail. Levi will make sure Ivy gets paid. It's barely a comfort. Ivy's mom asks why she's back from leave so soon. Upset. Something came up at the War Office. Ivy will pencil in time with mom and dad. Ivy can't tell mom everything. Levi's spending too much money. Mom tells her to take a longer break next time. You got it, Mom. Next time let's hit up Star Avenue for some shopping sprees. Sounds like a plan. Ivy will even play star chess with Grandpa next time she's in town. Ivy tells her parents she has to get back to the grind. She loves them. Levi says Ivy's got quite the silver tongue. So sarcastic. Levi asks Ivy if she's ready to go. Here comes trouble. Hold up, Captain. Ivy's not ready for whatever Levi's planning. Levi needs to know, how did Ivy find out about his date? She's too effective. Ivy admits to doing some snooping. Levi should not abuse his power again. Levi says they need to dial it back. He'll make Ivy a deal. Deal? Ivy can't refuse him. Sput Mission's house. A charmed demon morpher has to top up their crystal power. Luckily, there are demon fruits. Ivy's running a safety check. Time to move in. The water's just right. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect timing. He knew Ivy was coming. The bath's ready. Levi asks Ivy to stand up. What does he want? Levi says she's clear to head out. Something's wrong with him. Bam! Ivy slams the door. Levi is such a wild card. Ivy is dead on her feet. At least she can crash out. Bam! Who's knocking? Ivy's eyes snap open. Levi says there's a bug in his room. A bug. Ivy tells him he's busting down her door. Is he here to give her grief? Is he really freaked out by bugs? Unbelievable. Levi wants to know where the bug is. Ivy is confused. Levi points to a spot 10 centimeters to the right of the bed. Really? Levi says it's toast. He's heading back to his room. What is Levi getting into now? Ivy's suspicious. Ivy asks if Levi is too scared to sleep. He denies it. Levi's acting strange. Alright, fine. He insists Ivy is the scaredy cat. Levi offers to stand guard for Ivy. This is getting weird. Good. Levi is now in bed. Ivy stares down at Levi. What else can she do? Bright and early the next day. Ivy reads reads a note from Levi. He's gone to the site without her. Why did Levi take off? He usually drags her everywhere. And why is she in bed? Did she sleepwalk and elbow him? Ivy will forget about it. It's a rare occasion to be lazy. Time flies when the going's smooth. Half the day's gone. Ivy thought today would breeze by, but she ran into an unexpected face. It's you, Benjamin, from Ivy's military school days. He heard she was in town. Benjamin gives Ivy a document that might come in handy. It's medical setup deets. Benjamin asks Ivy to grab coffee. It's not every day they cross paths. Ivy spends a chill afternoon bouncing ideas off Benjamin. She needs to fetch Levi. Ivy tells Benjamin she has to fetch her boss. Watch your back on the way. Where's Levi at? Ivy is early. Ah, there he goes. Ivy has found him. Whoa, Levi's looking sharp. Ivy is impressed. Take this. Levi hands something to someone. When did Ivy arrive? He is surprised to see her. She finished her tasks. Done, Captain. Levi says he'll go wash. Want a lollipop? Yeah, why not? Levi accepts the treat. Here you go. Ivy is ready to go. Ba thump, let's go. Ivy's nervous. What's up, Captain? She is getting closer. Levi asks where Ivy has been. Why so curious? The scent of peaches is alluring. Levi is definitely enjoying it. You tuned in. He is so close. Ivy says she just swung by the hospital. She is acting so innocent. Hospital. Ivy reeks of coffee. Did she get cozy with some dude? She bumped into an old classmate and shot the breeze. That's all. Ivy doesn't think she needs to give him the lowdown on her personal life, does she? Is Levi ticked off? Why? Levi's been busting his hump. She shot the breeze with a friend. She knows better. Ivy needs to steer clear of these slip-ups on the job. Safety first. Levi's kind of adorable when he's pouting. Is she starting to fall for him? 2 hours later, finally done with today's grind. Ivy is relieved. Ivy supposes Levi's already asleep after his hard work. Why is Ivy so jittery? This is new. Oh, Captain, this is strange. Ivy recalls he wasn't into smoking before. Why now? Levi says he just never smokes in her presence. Captain, he knows what he is doing. Why's that? Because it bugs you. He is toying with her. Isn't that common knowledge around the War Office? Is it? Well, not exactly. Levi is so mysterious. Levi tells Ivy to come with him to the construction site tomorrow. Why? Why'd he go and say that? He has her all flustered. Next day, up in the surveillance tower. Turns out Ivy's just here to fetch him some water. How boring. Captain, why not let me pitch in down there? Ivy is annoyed. What if Levi gets parched later on? She is being sarcastic. Ha, you can parch yourself to death for all I care. She did not mean that. The layover station's infrastructure is coming along nicely. Well, isn't that something? Fancy grabbing dinner later. That's awfully presumptuous. Captain's not into social events. Sorry. What's up with Levi today? What is going on in his head? Levi's been hitting the bottle pretty hard. Is he okay? Ivy is worried. Here's to you, Captain. Cheers, Captain. They are celebrating. Captain's reached his limit. Everybody. Ivy will handle this. He's still got enough sense to locate the car. Not too far gone. 30 minutes later. Captain, they're here. Let's get out of the car. If Levi's too high and mighty, Ivy will open the door herself. She is capable. What? Levi's acting out of character. Why's he going all charmed and morpher out of the blue? Ivy's stunned. Captain, this is getting uncomfortable. Levi's got a tail and horns. Ah, let go. Let go now. She doesn't understand. No, wait. Levi is making a big mistake. Release your tail first. Why? Levi is being serious. If Levi keeps this up, Ivy will report him. She means business. Phew, he's not completely off the rails. Maybe she can handle this. Ivy needs a sober-up potion. He's sloshed to act like this. Ivy, where you off to? Levi is starting to look concerned. Grab the sober-up stuff. That's her mission. I am sober. Is he really? He's practically belching booze. Has he the nerve to claim he's not drunk? She knows. Ivy needs to rustle up some sober-up remedy right away, before things get worse. It's because Ivy was all up in his space in the car. Seriously, Levi is so strange. You touched me, and my brain pumped out more dopamine. Is that really what he thinks? What on earth is Levi blabbering about? She doesn't follow his logic. Ivy's pretty sure she's the one with the medical degree here. Levi needs to listen to her. Levi is starting to be serious. You can go to bed now, Captain. She needs to get this under control. Levi is so worked up. She just wants to get away. Once that potion kicks in, Levi will mellow out. Isn't that obvious? Ivy is frustrated. Once you've sobered up, Captain, you'll feel better. He can be better. You're still not buying that I'm not drunk. Levi is trying to get to her. This is ludicrous. Why can't Ivy get through to him? She tries to get out. Captain, please come in. She does what she can. What's up? Why is Ivy feeling excited? This isn't good. Phew, finally she is cool and collected. For now. Ivy is ready for the next round. Beep, 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 beep. Ivy, how's Levi holding up over in Sput? Her boss asks. Under the captain's wing, the layover center construction is cruising along. She doesn't fret. Good to hear. The president sent him partly to humble him a bit. Is that the truth? I doubt he'll pay much attention to what I say. He's Ivy's boss, after all. No problem, Your Excellency. Good. Everything will be fine. Forget it, she'll go with it for now. Finally, some shut-eye. Today's been a hot mess. Levi's doing this on purpose. Why does he wait until she's in bed to knock? Captain, you really don't care about your aide's sleep quality, huh? She snaps. Iv, I miss you. He is acting so childish. Wasn't he fine just a minute ago? How is he acting like that night all over again? He's giving her the cold shoulder. She has had it with him. Here we go again. Ivy might as well forget about sleeping tonight. Levi, I'm going with you to your room, all right. She will do what she must. I don't want to sleep alone. He doesn't deserve her help. Usually, charmed and morphers just need calming down. What about Levi? All right, fine, I guess she will cave. Come on in. Levi waits. Iv, over here, let's sleep together. He can't be serious. Ivy will get him to sleep, then loop in the feds. This is a disaster. I miss you. He is clutching her clothes. You not feeling sleepy? He is keeping her captive. I want to snuggle up with you, Iv. Levi is testing her. Levi, cut it out. The silent treatment forever. She won't take it anymore. No, his eyes are watering. Just cuddle up and snooze. No funny business. This is all she asks. Iv, why not give me a hug? He is so demanding. Quit with the nickname. It's getting to her too close. Now sleep. She has to get out of this situation. Come on, sleep. Let it be over soon. By tomorrow morning, after a solid night's sleep, she hopes for the best. He should be back to his normal self, just like last time, maybe. Oh crap, he overslept. Everything has gone to hell. If he wakes up and realizes he's sharing the bed with her, everything will be ruined. How the heck do I explain last night to him? How? Hey, good morning. He is looking at her. How about a kiss? She can't handle this. He's still not back to normal. A tear escapes. Oh no, this isn't like last time. Why? Something's seriously up with her boss. Too close. Is he staking out his territory here? This is unbelievable. Get off me right now. Seriously, this has gone too far. Sure thing. He is acting like a child again. All right, off to your room. He has to splash some water on his face. And you, Iv, he is trying to guilt her. Me, Ivy was startled. A hand reached out to her. Levi declared, I'm going to whip up some breakfast. Was he holding back? An irritated voice boomed. So, Professor White, what's your take on what went down last night? Ivy was pouring something. Professor White asked, did you two do it last night? Ivy spoke to the professor. Ivy, it's important that you provide me with a detailed account of what happened last night. She hesitated. No. Levi asked, Iv, who are you talking to? The irritation was clear on his face. An avatar appeared on the screen. Ivy, let's chat when you're ready. It added, guess I should bounce. Ivy firmly said, Levi, could you please get off me? He pressed against her. Levi stated, I'm making breakfast over here. She thought, Ivy, don't cave, don't buy into that. Levi whispered, upset, I overheard you chatting with someone. Ivy explained, I was just asking Professor White about his work, you know. Hey, why am I even explaining myself to him? Ivy ordered, you out of the kitchen now. Levi glowered. Levi asked softly, but how could I not be with you, Iv? Ivy countered, what are you even saying? She was surprised and confused. Levi declared, I'll be absolutely devastated. Levi looked smug and insisted, oh, it's happening all right. Ivy stated flatly, nah, not happening. Ivy commanded, quit babbling or you'll get no breakfast. Levi grinned slyly, fine, let's get out of the kitchen together then. Levi exclaimed happily, deal. He looked so eager to please her. Ivy said calmly, dig in. Levi looked a bit apprehensive. Ivy muttered, normally, I'd use breakfast time to brief him on his work schedule, but today. Levi drank his milk quickly. Why is this happening to me? Levi licked his lips. With him acting like this, how's the construction work going to progress? Ivy was worried. Levi asked with concern, you feeling all right? He cupped her face. Ivy admitted, a little bit. His touch was gentle. Levi declared, I'll be back soon, Iv. He clenched his fists. Levi urged her to, hold on, she thought. Forget it. I'd better call Professor White again. Gotta pop in those earphones before he swings back around, or he'll catch wind of our call again. Ivy was determined to be discreet. Ivy stated, Professor, let's dive back in from where we left off. No action, no heat. Simple as that. Indeed, true heat means zero chill, instincts on full throttle. Ivy closed her eyes, then Levi called, hey, Iv, I'm back. Ivy replied, oh, you're back, she thought. Hang tight, Professor, I'll be right with you. Levi added, not this again. Offering her an apple, Levi stated, for my favorite girl, Iv. Levi declared, I'm still riding the breakfast wave, no hunger pangs here. Ivy responded simply, okay. Levi said innocently, guess I'll just hang while you work, Iv. Ivy retorted, quit staring at me like that, just leave me alone. Professor White's message appeared. Oh, Ivy, why don't you give those demon fruits a test? Oh yeah, I got it. Levi asked, what's up, Iv, need a hand? He was holding a basket full of the fruits. Ivy said demurely, Levi, I'm suddenly craving those fruits. Levi responded cheerfully, sure thing, Iv, I'll give the sweetest one to you. This is seriously sweet. She ate the fruit. Ivy said gently, Levi, I want more. Can you give me all the fruits in the basket? She thought, better hold off on giving him more, just in case these fruits are dodgy. Levi offered, you want the whole stash, Iv. He was eating one himself. Ivy said firmly, yep, all of them. Levi looked doubtful. Aren't you going to give me any? Levi said with forced cheerfulness, Of course I am, his tail wagged. Ivy said with false sweetness. And also, Ivy acted hurt. You're not even willing to share half of it. It was all a show. Levi said softly, there you go, Iv. Ivy accepted the fruit with a smile. Good job, now I gotta check the kitchen. Ivy said to herself, Professor's got it right. Sput's demon fruits are off the charts lower in value than normal. Ivy explained on the phone, Professor White just sent you the data. Looks like Captain chowed down on some defective demon fruits here. And now, his crystal power's all out of whack. Professor White replied, sounds about right, Ivy. Keep an eye on him. You gotta keep him in check. Ivy stated simply, Iv. Oh, there he is. Ivy thought to herself. Ivy questioned, what's the deal? She thought to herself that Levi had probably swiped all the fruits. Levi cried out, sweetie, been a whole 5 minutes since our last cuddle. He held out his arms. Ivy groaned inwardly. Is he seriously getting all worked up over that? Levi complained, you're working hard and ignoring me, Iv. He was petulant. Levi declared dramatically, I'm so bummed out. Tears welled in his eyes. Ivy cowered. I can't deal with this. Cuteness overload. Ivy steeled herself. Come on, Ivy, calm down. I gotta nip this in the bud pronto. Can't let him go full-blown maniac, or the whole house will be a disaster zone. Levi tried to hold her. Ivy relented. Okay, it's totally on me. Levi asked, eyes brimming with tears, are you sure you're owning up to it, Iv? Ivy gasped, he's squeezing me so tight, I can barely catch a breath. Shouldn't have been blowing you off for work. Ivy closed her eyes. Can't believe I'm admitting that. Levi cooed. Aw, you're such a sweetheart, Iv. Gosh, he's looking like some desperate royal consort who's been left hanging for 5 whole minutes. Levi acted like a child. Your Majesty, 5 minutes without a word from you. Ivy looked at him blankly. Ivy thought, what the heck am I even thinking? Snap out of it. She looked distraught. Ivy sighed. All right, Levi, don't get all teary-eyed, okay? Can't leave him hanging till he's back to his usual self. Ivy hugged Levi tightly. Levi looked down at her. Iv, he said softly, what's up? Beep, beep, beep. Incoming call, Duke. Ivy looked concerned. Duke's calling. Why's he hitting me up out of nowhere? Levi griped. Iv, you can't just look away from me like that. Her comms dropped. What do I do? Duke's call just dropped. He's probably steaming mad. Ivy panicked. Levi pressed. Levi, it was your father on the line just now. He stated urgently. I don't give a D*MN. I just need your full focus, Iv. Gotta admit, that gets to me, dang it. Ivy felt a familiar weakness. Anyway, can't let him decline the call again. Ivy braced herself. Levi pressed close and whispered, be good, Levi. Levi was ecstatic. My girl Iv just planted one on me. Levi murmured, I want more. He looked at her with possessive eyes. Your father might have something serious to talk about. She paused. Just give me a few minutes. Levi was insistent. Then you'll kiss me later, right, Iv? Levi pressed. Ivy looked away, flustered. All right, I will. Levi ordered impatiently. Then Iv, pick up the pace. He looked demanding. Ivy thought, man, he's so clingy when he's in a heat. She was exasperated. Levi seemed offended. Who do you think you are, yelling at my Iv like that? Just now Ivy was about to apologize. Levi interrupted. My bad, Iv, did I hurt you? Let me make it right. He looked remorseful. Levi pleaded, please don't be mad at me, Iv. He seemed truly upset. Duke asked brusquely, is Levi also there? He thought, is that still my boy who only knows how to push back against his folks? Ivy replied obediently, yes, your excellency. This is a new side of Levi I haven't seen before. Duke pressed, speaking to Professor White, has he been like this since last night? He added, he'll have to go back to the primary star early. Ivy objected, but the job isn't done yet over here at Sput. Levi whined, Iv, didn't you say this to be quick? Levi covered Ivy's mouth. Cut it out. Duke's going to chew me out if you keep this up. He looked desperate. Duke ended the call saying, all right, catch you later, Ivy. He looked stressed. Levi asked, nuzzling her neck, what's up? He seemed innocent enough. Levi pleaded, you promised me more kisses, Iv. He was relentless. Ivy sighed, this is so absurd. No more kissing. Ivy insisted to herself. Ivy pleaded, hold on, Levi. Levi continued to press. Iv, don't you want to keep kissing? We're going to be in hot water if we keep this up. Ivy was overwhelmed. Ivy threatened, Levi, I'm serious, I've got work to do. You better behave or you'll get no food tonight. Levi declared defiantly, then I'll just skip dinner. Levi pushed, so you won't snuggle up with me later. Options popped up. A, let Iv go now. B, not snuggle up with Iv for an afternoon nap. Which one should I pick? He weighed his options. Levi cried out, Iv, don't leave. Ivy announced, I'm sentencing you to a timeout. Go stand out there. Levi protested, what Iv? You're kicking me out and making me stand there. He was heartbroken. Ivy warned, or you know the consequences, right? Her expression was firm. Levi pleaded, can I just stand in front of the door? He was desperate. Ivy agreed reluctantly, sure thing. She looked weary. As long as you give me some space. 2 minutes ticked by. Levi stood outside. What's with this weird vibe? Ivy worried, touching her cheek. Oh, I get it now. He's staring at me. Ivy snapped, quit the stare down cap. She was annoyed. Ivy asked tentatively, "Something up, Captain." "Oh boy, he's roaring like a beast now." Levi was losing control. "Should I let him come over?" Well, can't blame him. He's feeling under the weather, but Ivy was conflicted. Levi called out plaintively, "Sweet Iv, when's lunchtime?" Ivy teased, "Soon." She thought, "Aw, he's such a cutie, melts my heart." Levi pouted, "But I'm starving here, stay arving." Ivy relented, "Just hold on for 10 more, alright." She thought, "I don't reckon you're craving food, more like kisses." Ivy turned away. "Alright," she smiled wryly. Levi muttered, "Ift." An officer stated, "Alright, Your Excellency, that's a wrap for today's rundown." Duke inquired, "Do you think Levi's too glued to Ivy?" The officer responded, "Ivy's the cruiser's resident doctor and captain's right hand, so it's natural he's tight with her. I don't think there is anything odd about that." Duke mused, "Just tight." He continued, "Or tight like they're a married couple, huh?" He looked doubtful. "He's all prim and proper when people are around, but behind our backs, he's all needy like that. What a letdown." Duke slammed the table. Duke demanded, "Send someone to Sput right away to bring Levi back." He was furious. Duke messaged, "Ivy, make sure Levi's mentally prepped for this. His cruiser was en route." Ivy thought anxiously, "Mentally prepped, so does that mean?" Animated Ivy faces showed up. A message stated, "Given Captain's current state, I'm afraid he isn't quite ready to leave my side just yet." Ivy despaired, "Oh my, I can't believe this." Levi beamed, "Sweetie Iv, been waiting for you. He's just so darn adorable." Ivy thought, skewered by Cupid's arrow. Levi walked towards her, "But this afternoon, Duke's sending someone to fetch you." Ivy was concerned. "Why do I suddenly feel kind of empty?" Levi asked softly, "Didn't you say you were hungry? What's your lunch craving?" Levi asked again, "Something sweet." His expression was innocent. Ivy said cheerfully, "Got it, whipping up a sweet lunch for you." Ivy worried, "How in the world am I going to convince him to go on his own later?" Ivy presented the food with a smile. "Lunchtime, could you grab some utensils for both of us?" Levi replied cheerfully, "Sure thing." Levi returned gleefully, "I'm back." He carried forks and spoons. Ivy called, "Dig in now." The food looked delicious. Levi exclaimed, "Miv, this is so good." He was enjoying himself. Ivy prepared to break the news. "Levi, there's something I gotta tell you." Levi offered her a treat. "Hey Iv, try this, it's sugary sweet." She exclaimed, "Huh." Levi prompted, "So what's up?" He looked curious. Ivy said gravely, "A cruiser's swinging by to scoop us up and take us back to the primary star." Levi asked, "So you're going with me, huh?" Ivy answered simply, "Yes." Levi exclaimed happily, "Awesome." He thrust a fork into the air. Levi inquired, "Where'd you put your luggage, Iv?" Ivy pointed, "It's right there, I'll get it real quick." Levi offered, "Let me lend a hand, Iv." Levi declared, "We're coming home together." He dragged the suitcase. Stuck in a pickle, Ivy groaned internally. Ivy glanced at Levi. "Is this really our captain? Let's head to the rest cabin." They walked hand in hand. Levi asked sweetly, "Sweetie, we're crashing for a bit, right?" Ivy said softly, "Yup, when you wake up from your nap, you should be back at the primary star." Levi agreed easily, "Alright, I'll follow your lead, Iv. Good boy." Well, isn't that a surprise? Levi being all cooperative. Ivy was suspicious. Ivy confronted Levi. "Levi, he insisted, "heading back with me, Iv." "Alright, Levi." She looked up at him, defeated. Levi reassured her, "Just drift off for now." She heard him say, "Okie dokie. Nighty-night, Iv." Levi held her hand as she closed her eyes. "Phew," he sighed. "Sorry, Captain." Ivy watched him drift off. Ivy requested, "Give me a heads up when the captain arrives, all right." She was worried. We'd only been together for less than a day, but now I'm missing his company something fierce. Ivy sighed. That's just him in an unusual state, not the real Levi. Snap out of it. Ivy tried to reason with herself. Answer the call. Levi was on her mind. Back so soon. Levi yelled on the comms, Iv, I can't find you where you've been hiding." His anger was palpable. An officer interjected, "Captain, chill out. Quit banging on it, you'll hurt yourself." He looked distressed. Levi cried, "You don't want me anymore, Iv." "No, why, Iv, I've been on my best behavior." The officer said urgently, "Captain, ease up." Levi yelled, "Beat it," and shoved him away. Is something bad going down with him? Ivy was deeply concerned. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The Starfin was unavailable. Forget it, I'll just sit tight and wait for some word from them. Ivy looked helpless. 2 hours later, Captain arrived safe and sound at the experimental base. An officer reported, "Don't fret, Doc, Captain's made it to base. He's out cold and waiting on Professor White for a full checkup." For the next couple of days, Ivy kept her brain on standby. However, Levi never called again. Is he doing all right? Ivy's eyes were filled with worry. It was only after Ivy finished her work on Sput and returned to the primary star that she finally met the person she had been yearning for. Is he waiting for me to clock out specifically? Levi leaned against the wall. Levi confronted her. Ivy, why haven't you swung by the War Office to drop off that work report now that you're back from Sput? Ivy apologized. Sorry about that, slipped my mind. Just wrapped up a critical surgery and didn't have a moment to give you a heads up. Sure enough, he's back to his old self now, so I don't reckon he's got much patience for me in a sober state. Levi commanded, Get over here. He looked stern. Ivy asked politely, "Where we headed, Captain?" Levi answered, "We're going to grab a bite." He was waiting all this time just to ask me out for a meal. Ivy was flabbergasted. Levi gestured, "I want to try that." Ivy insisted. Levi passed that over. She was back to her authoritative self. Levi asked suspiciously, "What did you just say?" "Ah, nuts, force of habit. Can't help but boss him around." Ivy was embarrassed. Levi looked sulky. "My bad." "Here, Ivy, peel these shrimps for me." Guess that adorable, helpless act was all a facade. "Curse you, you overbearing man, treating me like a maid, huh? There you go, enjoy." He's even cleaned all the fish bones. Is this still my overbearing boss? Ivy, my father claims he's found the woman I was with that night. Oh really? I checked out the photo, and she doesn't seem like the one. Does he still remember anything from that night? Captain, I thought you had no recollection of what went down that night. How can you know if she's the one or not? Just a hunch. Since he's been trying to keep it under wraps from me, he can easily find some woman to dupe me. So what's the plan now, Captain? He wants me to meet that woman. I'll send you the deets later. Now, get cracking and set up the meet, Ivy. Why am I suddenly feeling a bit down? You want me to organize the meetup. What else do you expect then? Captain, why don't you let someone else handle this? Why's that? I've got a lot on my plate these couple of days. Ivy, are you pulling my leg? What now? Can't exactly keep my work strictly professional with him around. I can't keep this up. It might be time to call it quits. Banquet at the High Citadel. Meet Captain Levi, and this here's Chloe. You're meeting for the first time. Hey there, belonging to the high and mighty primary star lineage. She's like a bona fide celebrity. Just seeing her is a treat. Quite the opposite of me, busting my chops at the War Office. What's up with her? I'll leave you two to it. Please let me excuse myself. Where you headed? Captain, got some tasks calling my name. I'm planning to hit the pasture for some horseback riding later. Go with me. Why not take Chloe along? What's that got to do with you keeping me company? Alright, it's the final day anyhow. Let it ride. Captain, here's your riding gear all set for you. Ready to suit up? Alright. Why hasn't he shown up yet? Did he bolt already or what? What's he up to all of a sudden? Isn't this the watch you asked me to come back from Serenityville to hunt down? Why? Looks like it's not the right size for you. Mine's too big for you. Why let me wear it then? To keep it safe for me. Okay. Ivy, you and Levi, you're not hiding a little romance, are you? Chloe, you're reading into it too much. Am I? I noticed the way you look at Levi is a bit out of the ordinary. Well, no pressure. I don't think Levi's into me. We were arranged to meet each other tonight. Social stuff, you know. I'm cool with whatever's brewing between you two. Mind if I ask, Chloe, why did you agree to play along with His Excellency the Duke's plan? That's my secret, Ivy, so I can't spill the beans. Alright, I'm out of here. You two have fun. Phew, finally I can go to bed. Duke must have seen my resignation letter. Ivy, you're quitting. I've only stepped down from being your aide. If there's a war situation, I'll still be out there as the cruiser's doctor, Captain. I gotta have a solid reason. Your Excellency, you've already lined up a lady to marry Captain. You can't expect me to keep sorting out his heat hassles. I'm just his aide, right? Morally, it'd be a tough spot for her for sure. But Levi's kind of gotten used to having you, and he might not be cool with you quitting all of a sudden. Yeah, I'm just the old familiar face. Captain's just gotten used to having a wingwoman by his side. Don't worry, Your Excellency, I've already sniffed out a couple of decent replacements. I'll flick their files your way for a once-over later. If there's nothing else, I'll catch you later, Your Excellency. Alright, now I can kick back for a bit. I'm taking Mom and Dad on a getaway tomorrow. Silent mode, incoming call, Captain. Looks like Ivy's dead set on quitting. You're seriously overplaying the whole arrogance card, disrespecting her constantly. It's no wonder she's reached her limit. I just figured Levi's been leaning on her a bit too much lately, so I thought introducing her to Chloe might shift his focus. I didn't expect this mess. Let's see how you handle it if anything goes wrong with our son when he's got charmed him and more for heat. Calm down, honey. Kept tossing and turning, thinking about how Levi would take my resignation. 230 missed calls from Captain. Well, sooner or later, I gotta bite the bullet and talk to him. Guess I'll give him a ring now. Ivy, you're late. He answers right away. But hey, I, your boss, am feeling pretty chill today. I'll let it slide this time. Get yourself over here and whip up some breakfast for me. I'm starving. Hasn't Duke told him yet? So, Captain, I've already handed in my resignation letter to Duke. You went behind my back and handed your resignation letter to my dad. Captain, I got recruited into the War Office by Duke. Why the sudden resignation? Why can't just come out and say, hey, you're getting hitched, so I'm out of here. Can't keep being your aide after what went down during your heat. If you're not my aide, whose are you going to be? I'm not going to be anybody's aide. I still am your cruiser's doctor, just not in the aide capacity. And that's that, officially over. Forget it, not going to dwell on it. Mom, I'm taking some time off. Let's head to Lumina together. Mom, that hat suits you so well. Intruders. What's going on? Ethan, Ivy, your dad's still outside. Mom, you stay hidden inside the mall. I'll go find Dad. Whatever, that isn't the priority right now. Lumina's Starlight Mall is under attack by rebel militants. I'm asking for backup. Seems like these attackers know too much about Lumina's rescue weapons stash. If this keeps up, it could spell disaster. No idea when the rescue team from the Primary Star will arrive. The Primary Star's rescue squad. And over there, Levi, does he, being the big shot senior captain and all, really gotta handle this himself? Ivy, you alright? Where's your mom at? Whatever, that isn't the priority right now. I came out to hunt you down. Mom's inside the mall, safe and sound. Dad, you head in and catch up with her. I'll stick around and lend a hand to the wounded. Sure thing, just watch your back. I'll go track down your mom. I'm a doctor, I can pitch in. Fantastic. We're low on hands at the moment. Mind taking a look at that guy over there? Charles, the man Ivy got set up with on that blind date, just happened to swing by for a work trip. What about you? I brought my folks along for a little vacation. Gregory, Ivy, Captain's asking for you. Right now. You go ahead. I'll catch up later. Watch out for that wound. Don't let it get wet. You're still my go-to doctor for the cruiser, right? Yes, I was hurt. Where does it hurt, Captain? In your chest. How'd you get hurt, Cap? So what's the deal with that dude from earlier? Just a new friend. Feeling the pain. All good. Why'd your new friend tag along to Lumina? We just bumped into each other. Not like we planned it. Plus, this isn't your business, Captain. Hold up, don't twitch. Let me wrap that. Ow, my leg's gone all tingly. Hang tight, Captain, just a second. Don't move. I've been through some rough patches lately. Why? Because you weren't with me. Captain, I gotta go. My folks are still hanging tight. I'll need to ship them back to Serenityville first. Take my cruiser for the ride back. No thanks. We aren't looking to put you out, Captain. Search any islands fit for holding people in captivity. Warning, warning. Master, just a heads up. It's against the law to lock up people in the Fed Empire. So, any legit way to keep Ivy by my side without stirring up trouble. Based on your query, there is a couple of legal give Ivy a pay rise. Be marry Ivy. Marry her. Home sweet home. What's up with him today? Acting all strange. Why the sudden urge to touch here? Guess I'm just plumb worn out today. Time to hit the hay. Hello, Ivy, you still sleeping? Just woke up. What's the matter, Captain? So, that watch I left with you last time, did it slip your mind to give it back? Her voice sounds really sweet when she's just waking up. The watch? I remember leaving it in your cabin. No, you didn't. By then, you'd already gone back to Serenityville, so it's still in your possession. Why would I haul your watch home? Plus, it's way too big for my wrist anyway. Pretty sure I haven't got it on me. Ivy, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today. Sorry, Captain. No worries. You tracked down that watch yet, Ivy? Found it. He stashed it there. Good. I'll swing by to get my watch. Hold on. I'm over at my spot in Serenityville. I know. We'll be there in 5 minutes. He's coming to my place. Are you flying solo, Captain? Yep, lead the way, Ivy. Follow me, please. Not really feeling the vibe of this garden full of roses. This is my house, whether you like it or not, Captain. Guess I'll just roll with it. What's up with this guy? Here are your slippers, Captain. So Pumpkin told us about you, Captain. Finally putting a face to the name. Pumpkin! Hey, Mom, I need to go upstairs for a second. Funny how there's suddenly some pressing matter I need to discuss with Ivy in person. Can you show me to your study? Ivy, hustle up and guide Captain upstairs. Let's not drag our feet on this serious business. Mom and Dad aren't exactly lending a hand here. Pumpkin, seriously. Quit with the nickname. I'll get your watch. Hang tight here, Captain. There's something really important I gotta talk to you about. Ivy. Hands off. All right. Check out this agreement, Ivy. What's this? Marriage agreement. Ivy, give it some thought. Marry me. Captain, are you pulling my leg? You think I came all this way just to mess with you? Then why? Come closer. He's not going to lay one on me, is he? My folks are downstairs. Because without you, I can't live or work like I used to. I consulted Professor White before I showed up here, and he reckons it's because the charmdamen morpher crystals in my body have gotten used to your scent. So, will you marry me? That's supposed to be all romantic, but he's making it sound like a business deal. Feels like he wants to tie the knot just because I'm a handy tool. You can ask for whatever you want in return, as long as I can swing it. Even if I can't, I'll do whatever it takes to make you happy, Ivy. All right, but what about Chloe? Aren't you marrying her? I'm not marrying anybody else, but I'm not keen on marrying anyone, including you, Captain. Why don't you want to marry me? My folks are loaded, you know. We aren't exactly rubbing elbows with the high society types in the capital, but in Serenityville, we're kind of a big deal. I'm not about to sell myself just to climb some social ladder. It grinds my gears when he talks like I'm some accessory he's adding to his life. My family's got everything covered. There's no reason to settle for him. Ivy, we got your back, girl. Let me fetch that watch for you. Brain, listen up. I'm giving you a direct order. Whatever you do, get Ivy over to my place. Execute. I want her to be with me. Captain said he had some work at the war office, so he took off early. Hey, Pumpkin, what was the deal upstairs? He seemed a bit miffed when he left. No sweat, he just. Blag. What's wrong, Pumpkin? Why the sudden sickness? We got any meds lying around? Need a trip to the hospital? I reckon it's that old stomach issue acting up again. I've already got an appointment today to get checked out. Mom, Dad, relax, I'm fine. Aw heck, I've been drugged. Levi's room. Why do I feel like I've been run over by a truck? You're up. Captain, did you drug me and haul me here? Yup, you do even realize that's illegal. But you won't say yes to marrying me. Blame it all on me, huh? That's no excuse for drugging and kidnapping me. Do you know I could sue you for this? I'm well aware. I can just lock you up and have my way until you get pregnant. Then you're stuck with me forever, Ivy. Who put that crazy idea in your head, Captain? He stated, oh right, you did. And he sunk his teeth into her hand. He was biting her hand, as he said that since she would not marry him, he would resort to breaking the law. He said to Ivy, I want to mark you as mine. He said to Ivy, those lips of yours look mighty kissable. Ivy coughed, disturbed by his advances. He asked, am I that repulsive that you're puking in my face? Ivy thinks, if I don't get through to him now, he's going to pull even crazier stunts down the line. Ivy stated, my stomach's all twisted up today. Ivy asked, what's with the silent treatment? She begged, please don't do this. But he coldly answered, do what? Desperate, Ivy offered, I could come back as your aide. He's gone off the deep end, she thought. Gotta reel him in first. He closed in, asking, how do I know you aren't just feeding me a line? Ivy countered, I could draw up another agreement with you. What do you say, Captain? Ivy wondered, Captain, if I'm not keen on doing it, you aren't going to strong-arm me into it, right? He stated, no way. He thought, why does it look like I'm the villain here? He smirked, then I gotta slap the cuffs on you for the time being. Horrified, Ivy asked, slap the what? He leered, I gotta say, Ivy, these custom cuffs fit you like a glove, and it's the first time you're wearing them. He showed her the custom cuffs, saying the fit's spot on. Ivy looked horrified as the captain said, so, Captain, when you slipped that watch on my wrist that day, were you already scheming to lock me down? Annoyed, Ivy thought, how else would he know my wrist size so damn well and even whip up these custom cuffs? Imagination. Holding her aloft, the captain declared, I'm going to draw up a new agreement. Closing in on her face, he said, hang tight here, Ivy. Don't even think about making a break for it. Bam, the door slammed shut. Ivy thought, phew, he's finally out of here. Ivy thought, to keep him from going off the deep end and pulling more boneheaded moves, I gotta play along and act all compliant for now. He said, okay, Ivy, give it a once-over, and if everything checks out, sign on the dotted line. So, as long as your charmed and morpher crystals are acting up, I gotta hustle back to your side to soothe you, no questions asked. Ivy thought about what to do. The captain said sternly, yep, that's the deal breaker. Intently gazing, he asked, you cool with that, Ivy? Nervously, Ivy replied, yeah, no problem. Ivy asked, can I go home now? He said, it's pretty late, you know. As Ivy said, I don't care. I'm going back home. Ivy angrily said, I'm off then. He pleaded, hold on, Ivy, can I kiss you? Close and intense, he said, going to be away from you all night, so if I can get up close and personal with you now, it'll help me chill out more. Ivy says nothing. Annoyed, Ivy internally monologues, he's laying it on thick with that serious face and logic. This is just too much, but with him looking all serious like that, it seems like I'm not walking out of here today if I don't play along. Whatever. Ivy sighed, fine, a kiss on the cheek then. As their lips met, Ivy thought, Captain, that kiss feels kind of different from the others. The captain said, I'll give you a ride home. Ivy looked out the window at a spaceship and thought, this whole day feels like a dream. Touching her lips, Ivy thought, but that kiss. Ivy told herself, stop dwelling on it, Ivy, as she buries herself in blankets. Ivy realized, I've been feeling queasy for the past couple of days. Gotta hit up the hospital tomorrow and get it checked out. From a close-up, Ivy hope it's just all in my head. The screen said, body test underway. After the test, the screen said, body test done, results coming up. Hang tight, she thought, almost time to head to work, I'll bring it up to him then. Her watch buzzed, hey Captain, got something on in the morning, can't tag along to the war office right now. If you need anything, hit up Gregory, already synced him with the to-do list. The captain asked, Ivy, what's on your agenda this morning? Ivy answered with a smile, just some personal stuff. He asked, are you going to swing by the war office later to scoop me up? Smiling brightly, Ivy answered, yes, I will. Why does it feel like he's acting all territorial? Like he's in heat, even when he's not, Ivy mused. A shocked expression on Ivy's face as she states I'm pregnant. The ultrasound states, ultrasound, early intrauterine pregnancy.